Collars. Kalawaya te esinaman to the Elaya the esinaman to the kinema on day. Kinaboya te esinaman to the Elaya the Erishinama on day. Kilroy to isinaman till Aquete isinaman to the kinema on day. Nanama put the isinaman to the kinema on day. Sitalai. Kolaikati isinaman to the Yelakoya isinaman to the kinema on day. Sitabalo Queti isinaman to the Elaya kinema on day. We're just going to begin to just ask Spirit to begin to release and work through any blocks of abundance, any blocks of love and romantic relationships, anything that's holding us back or keeping us stuck in our life from being able to receive the blessings and the love that we deserve and the love that we want. Kalau kuayate asin naman turay laki naman day sa tabalay kuayate isin naman tuday kinamaan day na may pwede isin naman tuday kilaw yate isin naman tuday kinamaan day ala kuayate isin naman tuday kinamaan day. Aloya pati isin naman tuday kaday ala kuay naman ti isin naman tuday kinamaan day. Galaya pati isin naman tuday kinamaan day sa tabalo kuayate isin ay. Galaya ode isin naman tuday kinamaan day sa tabalay pati isin naman tuday kinamaan day. I'm going to start in your sacral right now. That's where they're guiding me to. So let us just begin in the sacral. Loiti isin namay. Kiraboyati isin namay. Laki namaan day. Sita patalo kwayati isin naman. Chilaki namaan day. Just going to begin to clear, cleanse, and neutralize that energy in your sacral. This is my stick that I got from Israel. Laikwiti isin naman tudiki namaan day. Nanamoto isin naman tudiki namaan day. Aloikati isin naman tilay, but isinay, alay ilaki namaan day. Just let it penetrate the front and the back of the sacral. La guete isin naman, tira guete isin namay. Tara guete isinay, tira kita naman day. La guete isin naman, tira kita naman day. Ooh, just seeing like a lot of dollar signs in your sacral right now. Whatever you're passionate about, whatever like wakes you up in the morning, whatever feels good to you, I'd encourage you to figure out how to make money doing that. Kalakweta osinamante la kwete isinay, nanama impiti isinimante di kinayuti isinimatu do kwete isinimante de kinamande sitapala kwete isinamante la kinamande. The year 2023, I do believe like this is your year. You know, I'm not going to do the whole new year, new me kind of stuff because you're still going to be the same person when you wake up tomorrow, you know, but I would encourage you to, well, you don't have to be. You can wake up tomorrow and you can begin to see yourself as somebody different. You know, you can start looking in the mirror tomorrow and going, you know what, I am beautiful, I am powerful. I am a genius, I am loving, I am kind, I am caring. Instead of seeing yourself as the old version, whatever you do say to yourself, you can absolutely wake up tomorrow or the next day and you can become whatever you want to be. Beautiful part about being a human right there. So if you want to be new year, new me, go for it. I encourage you. Be whoever you want to be. Do whatever you want to do. Don't hold on to the old mentality. Don't hold on to the old perception of who you once were. Don't hold on to the old baggage. You gotta let that go and start seeing yourself as a new, fresh, new being. You know, do whatever you need to do to, you know, call in that greatness within you, that magnificence, that beauty, that passion, that drive. No matter how old you are, no matter how young you are, no matter like what you look like, what you've been through, like it doesn't matter. None of it matters. Have you seen the internet lately? You can do anything. I assure you of that. Halakwayata asinama turaka de ade asinimai. Layati isinima tirakhanama ade asatabalai. Galakati isinama turakinama ade. I'm going to take this up into the throat now. We're going to kind of jump around here. Halakwayati isinima turakila ayati isinama turakinama ade. Ola ikati esinama tirakwayate esinama tirakanama ane. Definitely feeling you right in here. Loate esina tila yirakinama ade. Always wants to start draining on me. Ala kuya te asin na mai. Excuse me. Dara kuna tre sin ma tiro galai. Give me just a second. I'm just gonna just clear this out really quickly before we continue talking. Loka di esun naman turukina ma adai sita palai kuete esenai jurikina ma adai lai kuate asun naman tira kuete esun naman tira irakina ma adai shinama kuloate esun naman tirikina ma adai sita palai te esun naman tura kira kina ma adai sita manamai elakina ma adai sita palai te esun naman tirakini ma adai. Okay, so I'm going to use this to just begin gently. I'm not going to get too close, but there are some cords that are trying to be released. So just in your mind, just intend to release any and all cords that you are ready to let go of. Any cords from like ex-lovers or family members or bosses or people that like maybe you felt silenced and like couldn't speak up for yourself, or whatever it may be. We're just gonna have Archangel Michael come in and just help support us in cutting and releasing these cords. For somebody, it looks like there's like a cord here and then there's a cord in the heart. So I don't know if it's one specific person. It may be many of us that like may have had cords with a person in our throat. Maybe it was hard and difficult to speak up to them. Maybe it's hard to stand up for yourself, and that really affects the heart. Can really just lower the vibration in you when you can't speak up for yourself, and it just lowers that energy, doesn't it? Ugh. We just want to bring in and clear and cut these cords, sever these cords that are no longer serving you, out of the throat, out of the heart. And as we're doing that, just going to make sure they're all being cleared, front and back of the throat and the heart. This is where that daily cleanse comes in. That daily routine is what I call it, the easiest thing you could think of. But it's a daily routine that we really need to get in the habit of doing. The ancients knew it. We know it, especially these days. Like, we need to be making sure that we are energetically cleansing. Like, just like you shower, you want to cleanse that energy as well. Very important. Like it, and when you're in the shower, it's the best time to cleanse your energy, but if you don't take a bath at night or a shower at night, you want to make sure you do that before you go to bed, and just get you something going so you don't let these cords come in. They can come from anywhere. It's not a big deal. We just need to make sure that we are conscious and aware that these things can happen. That way we don't want things to start draining, coming in and kind of holding on and causing chaos in your life or whatever it may be. And we can cause, cords with people. So we want to make sure who are we thinking about? How are we thinking about that person? Are we angry at them? Are we thinking negatively about them? Are we jealous? Are we hateful towards them? Do we hate them? Just said that, but are we angry with them? We want to make sure that we're not creating cords with people, always in our minds and our hearts thinking, even if we have or had those feelings towards people, always try to bring in love, bring in forgiveness, bringing in love, can help so many things. So can really stop that, you know, connecting back and forth, you know. Okay, so I'm just gonna release that, and we're gonna fill both of these areas up that we've just drained. La yeti is in the montu de kinamande. Gila put the is in the montu de ila yeti kinamande. Sit up late is in the montu la quet is in 90 de kinamande. Now my put is in the montu la quet is in the montu de kinamande. As I'm making the swirls, I want to make sure that there's like light codes going into your throat right now. We're kind of starting at the throat and then working our way down. They're showing me like this spiral. And the spiral has got like light codes going in. It's very cool to see. I like what the is in the man to the kid, but the is in the to the kidney Monday. I like what the is in the man today, the kidney Monday. I like what the is in the man to the kidney Monday. Send the man to like what the is in the to the kidney Monday. Sit up with you a year the kidney Monday. Sit up at like what a like in a Monday. I'm just gonna swirl it right on down into your heart right now. Just fill it in with this nice amethyst light, the highest, most highest vibrational frequency to fill in, protect you, bringing in these high vibrations where these people, these cords cannot reattach to you. Just putting a shield up and around you. Light yes in the makula yeti yes and not to the kinama. The laquiyeti is in the mintela queta as in the montela yeda kinema day. Okay. Now we're gonna hop down into the solar plexus, is what it's looking like. Showing me what looks to me like weird. It's almost like your solar plexus is like this, and then there's like these rubber bands that are like sitting at the top, and it's almost like where somebody can just come up and like flick it and just bing, like, you know, flick the rubber band and then it smacks you. Flick the rubber band, it smacks you. Almost like a trigger, you know. It's like we get triggered emotionally by certain things, you know. It's like, ooh, that didn't feel good. That's what this is reminding me of. It's like these rubber bands sitting there where like just anybody can come up, you know, like somebody cutting you off in traffic, boom, they just flicked your rubber band and, you know, triggered you and like, ah, that hurt. So what I'm going to do is, quite the visual, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in and just pull these rubber bands up and out of your solar plexus right now, and I'm just going to literally use my hands. Okay. We'll just get those out. I like the is in the man to the year I kinema a day. Sit the between of you the is in the man to the ati is a 90 the kinema a day. Then a month is in the man to the way at the is in the man to the ila yet the is the 90 the eat of kunama a day. Just gonna get that out in the front and the back. Well, I hear the as a 90 the kinema a day. Sit the between the la yet is a 90 the kinema a day. Shin the man to way at a kira what the is a night. Then a more put it is in the la kinema a day. Give me just a second. It's quite a lot of energy to pull out. Well, where that I send them on to the yet the send the year kinema on the set up the cinema cola, queer the cinema to the kinema on the just a lot of trauma that, I mean, who hasn't been through a lot of trauma, right? But like a yellow kinema, they set up a deer kinema on the. Okay. This looks like, you know, when you've been through a lot of trauma, you can be triggered so easily. You know, you're just always on edge, you know, especially if the trauma is like unhealed, unresolved. You're keeping a secret within you. It's like you can be triggered so quick. Like you can just be so quick to anger, you know, and just like, rah, you know, over anything, you know, and that is, gosh, that was such a trauma thing for me because I had unresolved trauma, so I was triggered by God knows what, just everything, you know, somebody pulled out in front of me. It was like, oh my God, my whole life is ruined. You know, you destroyed my life, you know, because you pulled out in front of me. But it's just because I didn't know how to, it's just unresolved trauma that is just going and going and going. And we have to stop, and we have to take care of this stuff. Otherwise, you will be living a life that is not fun. That's not fun, to be triggered all the time. It's not fun to be angry, frustrated, upset, like, and it was so much easier for me to heal than to continue to be triggered every day. It was so freeing. God, it was so freeing. That's why I do this. That's why I come on here. I hate being on camera. I hate it with a passion. I just do it because I know that, like, people need relief. I know people need the relief. Like with the cinema to do kinema day, cinema to the kinema day, sit up a light, the cinema to the kiloya kinema day, and like the cinema to the eloyeti cinema to the kinema day, Kalakoyate cinema to the kinema day, cinema to light these Nicola kinema days. We're just gonna fill in all those holes where I pulled out all of those triggers, all of those rubber bands. Just filling in all of these different holes in your solar plexus right now. Like what the cinema to the kinema day, minimum put the cinema to the like with the SNI to the kinema day, set up below at the cinema, get up at the SNI to the here like kinema day. Looks like we're filling everything in right now with the same purple energy. It's this very soothing energy. Alayati cinema to la quiete cinema to the galakayate cinema to the ulayati cinema. Nalabakoti cinema to la kinema de satellite cinema. Kilapayapate cinema to la quieta cinema to the kinema de. Now I'm going to jump down into the root. And then they're showing me we're going to jump up to the chakra and end with the crown. So very direct tonight. Okay, let's begin in that beautiful root of yours. We're going to first begin to clear out the energies in the hips. Light this and night to the gotta get that energy flowing, right? Hips are very important. You want to get your hips moving. You know, if you sit down all day, get those hips moving. If you only get up a couple of times a day, you know, make sure you are moving your hips, rotating them around, whatever you need to do. The like what the cinema to good but the cinema to the cinema de cinema de la quiet is cinema to the like yet is cinema. Kalakara ayara kinema de sit below to the cinema to the kinema de cinema to the kinema de. Well, I cut the cinema to the ila here the kinema de. Kalaka the cinema to the kinema de. Nanamante cinema to the ila de cinema to the ila kinema de sit below the cinema to the kinema de. Kalaka the cinema to the ila kinema de sit below the cinema to the kinema de. Just gonna flow in this sacred energy into your roots right now. Alokwe ti cinema ila kwaya ta cinema to the kinema de sit below the cinema to the ila kinema de. Just got a big download coming in right now in my left side of my head, coming in, down, flow into your root right now. So just give me just a second. Actually, it's coming into the left and then going down into the right and then going down the spinal cord. And what I kid away at the cinema to get out yet a kinema there, sit up yet a kinema day. Interesting. I know a lot of you will like this one. But it's from the, they're being very sneaky as usual. It's from the, what looks to me like the Sasquatch people. And what they're showing me is like the download came in here and then jumped over here and then comes down the spinal cord and goes down. And it's funny because then they showed the Sasquatch being going from one tree to the other out in the woods. You know how they do. They travel interdimensionally, so they can come in and then come out. And I did a video of my Sasquatch was one of the first guides that I ever saw that, like, I saw, you know, like, with eyes and huge, and I was like, whoa! And I did a whole video of my journey, and I don't know if I told you guys, but my whole library was deleted, probably about a month ago. So everything that I had saved up, everything that I hadn't posted, was deleted. And so it just reminds me that just post it, just post it out, you know, just give it out. You guys can judge me or whatever, you know, I don't care, you know, it's whatever. Lesson learned. But yeah, so they're showing me the Sasquatch people, so Bigfoot, showing me a very big foot. That's how you guys know them. Our big brothers and sisters, if you will. Some of you are very, very, very connected to them, and some of you have great friendships with them. They're just showing me that some of you are them. Some of you are here on earth walking, and you are them, they are you. Like where at the Isinimante da Kola Irakinamande, Sitabaleti Isinente da Koi Aloquanamande, showing me like some of you camping and sitting by a fire. And as you're sitting by the fire, it's like you think that you're just sitting this here by yourself, but in fact your Sasquatch guide is like right here beside you. Like those wise words from nature is coming from, you know, coming from our guides. You know, when you're sitting out in nature and you feel the wind on your face and that wise, you know, that wisdom and that wise, nurturing, loving energy is falling upon you. Sometimes that is your guide. Sometimes that is Sasquatch. Sometimes that is the sacred earth. Sometimes it is, you know, it's all us anyway. So it's like they're showing me that some of you are very connected to these beings and that they're sitting right there with you. They're walking with you on this path, and you are connecting and connected to them. And so when it warms up, and I'm not sure where you are, if it's already warm where you are, get out in nature. If you are where it's cold right now, try your best on sunny days to get outside. Or if you like the snow or you like the cold, get out there and sit somewhere under a tree and just let nature speak to you. Let nature love you. Get out of your buildings. Escape out into the woods, wherever that bees. It's like they are entrapping us in some ways, in these big cities and in these city walls, you know, and it feels sometimes very suffocating for us. And especially if you are sensitive and you live in a city, or you are sensitive and you live really close to somebody or close to people, it's going to be very important to get out and get your rest, and to be able to breathe and see and connect with nature. It's wonderful to connect with each other, but yeah, it's really good to just get out somewhere in nature and rest. Even if you sit in a parking lot, like out in the, you know, by a park or something, out in the, you know, wherever, nature, wherever feels right. Like what the naman, like what the naman, day. Sasquatch is saying, follow the footsteps. And I'm watching them like have these huge footsteps up, up towards the mountains, up towards, you know, your trails, up towards this, up towards that. It's like, I get the message. I've been inside too long. Kila kwa te esiniman, taro dari kina mo andai. Kila boye te esiniman, tura yuera kina mo andai. Seta bala kwa te isiniman, tera kwa te isiniman, tera kwa te isiniman, tura kina mo andai. I'm getting like Washington in my mind. Like kwa te esiniman, tera kwa te isiniman, turi karo yuera kina mo andai. Seta bala te isiniman, turi yuera kina mo andai. Seta podo yuera kina mo andai. I'm going to move up into the pineal gland now, but I'm still going to hold my energy at your root, and we're going to flow this energy into the pineal gland. Valakoya te esinema, turukoya te esinamo, yalakoya te esinai, kelabaya pa te esinema, tuyera kinamo, and the esine. Excuse me. Alakoya pa te esinama, yalakoya te esinai. Showing me that some of you are going to find sticks too, and they're going to end up being like your wand or your healing stick. Many of you already have plenty of sticks. It's time that you get them out and use them. They have an intelligence to them. They have their own wisdom. You are the one that makes it do what it needs to do, but it also has its own intelligence. So it's important to pull your sticks out, meditate with them, hold them in your hand, feel into them. Where did you pick this up from? What's the land trying to speak to you? Like I have sticks from all over the world, and I meditate with them and I activate them, and they'll call, I know it sounds weird, they'll call out to me when I need to go meditate with one, to go to wherever I need to go with that specific tool. This is the part of being fully aligned, being full on magic, what they don't want you to be. Not necessarily this stick is going to make you magic. You already are magic, but the earth and nature is going to give you gifts that you will use to heal yourself, to work with in other dimensional realms, to work with in this realm, to help heal people, to help heal yourself. That is the biggest key for everybody right now, is work on yourself. And when you are ready, when you feel good, when you're happy, when you are aligned, then get out there and start helping others. And I'm not saying don't help others while you are helping yourself, but we want to help ourselves be aligned so that people, clients, are getting the highest of healing, the highest of integrity. We want to be very careful how we're healing on people and working with them and our intentions and all of that stuff. And so, yeah, work on yourself, man. It's a good time. It's really a lot of fun. Once you get through the muck and the mud and all of the BS and the trauma, I started sifting through all the darkness, I started coming upon some light, and I was like, whoa, that's who I am? Oh my God. Wow, can't be. And oh my God, I have this, I can do this and I can do that. It starts to be really a lot of fun, and I think a lot of people won't get past the icky trauma stuff. But there's so many blessings beyond that. There's so many blessings beyond the pain and the suffering. That's the whole point of this whole thing, is like walking through that muck. And once you process, there's always a gift, or always like a light, always a big warm light hug at the end of whatever you just had to process. Like, it feels so good, and your mind expands so much more. And then you're going on this path, and it's not easy, it's not cheap, and but it is worth it. And it is very there's so many blessings that come with it, as you keep moving forward. But the path, for anything that's good in this life, the path is not going to be just easy. You're not just going to get everything you need from watching videos and from not, just doing, and you can get a lot from the videos, but you know what I mean. There is still the internal work that you have to do in order to get to where you want to be. Like is in the mantra and videos have helped me a lot. Like YouTube, yeah, there's so much out there. Yeah, absolutely. You can get everything that you need anywhere. You know, spirit led, you'll go exactly where you need to go. Is in the mantra Kila moya pochi is in the mantra hela kinama andai sitam below quiet is in the mantra the irakunama andai. Speaking of activate and stimulate that pineal gland, they're showing me wow, right off bat, they're showing me the Beauty and the Beast, showing me Belle dancing with the Beast guy on the dance floor, like whenever they were falling in love. Wow, it made that very clear. I haven't seen that movie since I was a kid. And they're like looking at each other's eyes, and she's like in love with him, and he's in love with her. Very, I guess that moment was kind of deep in here somewhere. Like but it's coming out. If any of you like are thinking that you are like unlovable, or that you don't have enough, or that you're not enough, or that you're not good looking enough, or this or that enough, you know, whatever it is, to be loved. Like, we just want to shine a lot of light onto that old belief right now. Yeah, let's just shine a lot of light onto that belief, because you very well are lovable. You are loved. You are loved right now, just as you are. Just as you are. Like, you don't need to do anything else. You don't need to be anything else. Like, right now, you are loved. And if you don't have the person that you want in your life, I would encourage you to start doing things for yourself instead of looking out there for that person. And the internet makes us believe that we need, like, this beautiful, like, Instagram model, or this beautiful model that you see online. That's not reality. We have to, I actually had a couple of male clients that literally were going to give up really powerful, good relationships for themselves because the ladies weren't literally like that, like the internet girls. And I was like, that's not real. Like, those girls are, maybe they're real, but trust me, they are, and it's no offense to them, but it's unrealistic what they are portraying on the internet for us to see. They're trying to sell things, and so sex sells. I don't want to go off on that tangent, but I do just want to make sure that you all do know that most things that you see on the internet are shot at a certain angle and are tucked in at a certain angle and look a different way, and there's eyelashes, and there's this, and there's that, and there's all of these things that if you saw them in real life, that's not really reality, you know. And so we have to take a step back and, like, who is in our life right now? Who is showing us love? Who is wanting to be in my life right now? Like, who is here treating me nicely, taking care of me, wanting to take care of me, wanting to love me? Who is that in my life right now? And if there's nobody there, that's okay. Look inside. Go inside and take care of you. When you take care of you and you feel good about you, you will become attractive for people out there. But if you're constantly looking out there, I need this person or that person, it's going to come with, like, consequences of not maybe receiving the person that you, like, the person that you really want, you know, because we can always go out there and push hard to get, you know, that girl or that guy that we think is the one that we seriously that we think we want, but then ends up being like a total disaster. You know, she ends up being like super spoiled, or, you know, all about herself and doesn't care about you, and, you know, whatever, and then he ends up being like this total douche, and, you know, so it's like, love yourself, and then whoever, like, once you are filled up and your cup is full, you are no longer looking for, like, that whole facade of, like, what society has programmed you to look for in a wife or a husband. You are simply loving yourself, and then it's like the people that come across your path are going to be those people that are, like, lined up with you. And maybe they're not on the same page, but at least they're on the same wavelength. You know, at least they can communicate with you on a level that is, you know, we're always getting what we reflect out. You know, that's what we're getting back. So if you're getting a bunch of piece of craps, you know, people that treat you like crap, how do you treat yourself? How do you see yourself? Because that's how they're going to see you. You know, if you don't find yourself valuable, then these men or women are not going to find you valuable. And if you see yourself as a valuable, powerful, beautiful man or woman, well, anybody that comes into your field is, number one, either going to be scared, and they're not going to stay, and that's fine. Or number two, they are going to come into your life and they'll be on that same wavelength, you know. And so, you know, we just want to be taking care of ourselves first, and then everything else will fall into place. Like, coming from experience, everything else will fall into place once all of us are, you know, taken care of internally, mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally. Once we are, like, feeling good and happy and, you know, aligned in so many ways, you know, things really begin to flow to us and for us. And maybe that looks like you have to be alone for a little bit. You know, there's a lot of power in learning how to be alone. You know, you just don't want to be alone for too long. Don't want to be alone for years, you know, and maybe some of you do, you know, and that's okay too. I love it and loved it and have learned so much about myself. And then it comes a time where you can go so far by yourself, and then the universe is like, okay, we're going to have to throw some money in the mix now, you know, and then you just prepare and you let yourself learn and grow and be filled and be full and, you know, be happy and do your thing. Goloyati esinema today layati sinemo tre ilahi rakinamo adai sitabalo koyate esinema to la koyati esinema to the kuro ilahinamo adai. There's a symbol going into your pineal gland right now. And to me it looks like a circle, and then it almost looks like an F in the middle, but I know it's not an F. It almost looks like a key. Yeah. I'm actually going to write that down. Alakoyata asinema tirukade etishinema tirakorea lahiati esinema tirukinema adai sitapadoi doloi tiri irakinema adai terabodure esinema tirikarai korai te esinema tirikunema adai. Halai wati cinema tulokayati is cinema tida wayati is cinema tudikinama ande. I've actually seen that before. I'm just not sure where. It seems like it's very familiar from the beginning of my journey though. I probably should look back at my notes. Alakwata is cinema tida kuraikinama ande, but it's being lit up in your pineal gland right now. It's like right here in the forefront though. It's actually not in the pineal gland, it's like right here in the forefront. Probably in the prefrontal cortex, I believe. It's being lit up. Alakwayati is in the maturi elokadi in a matude elayo rakinama de sitabalati is in the kuloyati is in I. Nanamokwati is in the maturu dorekinama de sitabalawati is in the maturakinama de. Layati is in the maturikinama de. Kuraki the kore arakinama de. Reminding me of something in regards to your brain. You know, some people say that your brain stops developing after this certain time, or that you're only using a certain percentage of your brain and all that stuff. I just want you to be aware that your brain is fully capable of being healed. Your brain is fully able and capable of being healed in all ways, and it's fully capable and able to expand further than you could ever imagine. Our brains can heal. Our brains can heal our bodies. Our brains can heal our minds. Our brains can heal. It can heal our prefrontal cortex. This whole area right here has healed. And I have done so much damage in my body, in my mind from a very, very, very young age. There's no way in heck, after all those years, that I should be sitting here with an expanded mind, with an expanded consciousness, being able to think things that have probably never been thought on this planet before, fully connected, fully aligned. If I were to listen to the communities out there in regards to what my life was going to look like, I would never know this type of healing, never know this type of expansion. That's why don't follow, do you, follow you, follow you. Don't follow gurus, don't follow people. Just get so in tune with you that you are just doing you. Don't be a follower. Be a leader. Be your own leader. You don't even need to lead anybody else. You don't need followers. You don't need people following you. You don't need people cooing and eyeing and goo-goo-guying over you. You don't need that. And when you are fully aligned and you feel good and you're connected and you're healed and you are full of love, you don't want that. All you want for humanity and for every soul on this planet is for them to feel the same. You don't need followers. You don't need thousands of people. You don't need hundreds of millions of dollars at that. It'd be nice, but man, when you feel good, it's like you flow. You have enough. Life is good. The earth feels good to you. People come across your path that feel right for you, like your friends, new people. Like, there's something so powerful and sacred about being your own leader, being your own guru, being your own whatever, like my guides, God, source. Like, that is who I follow. Like, there is no man or woman on this planet that I would ever follow over my own guidance, over my own heart, over my own knowledge. Like, I will never undermine my own heart and my own intuition over another human's perspective of how I should live. And that, if I ever have anything, any advice or anything to tell anybody, is like, man, get to that place where you are no longer looking and seeking and searching outside of you. Everything you want and need is inside. The temple is here. The temple, everything is here that you need. You just got to show up every single day. Pray, mantra, walk, get into nature, like, drink water, man, deal with your emotions, like, face yourself. Because when you face yourself and you're looking at all the stuff that you had to deal with as a child, not saying you have to unpack all that crap, I'm just saying, when you start facing this stuff, there is just so much freedom. And I was so scared. Even after I sobered up and I had to go to these classes 3 times a week and all of this stuff, I had to sit there and I tried my best to avoid more and more, and you just get to this place where you can't keep avoiding, what needs to be seen. You can't. You just gotta open the closet up and you gotta go, all right, this happened to me, cool, okay, great, awesome, that hurt, and then sit with it, find forgiveness for it, see the bigger picture in it, heal from it, do some energy work, whatever you need to do to process it, and then move on. And some of that stuff is harder to move on from, and it'll come back in cycles. 10 years later, it's like, whoa, I already did this with you. Why are you showing yourself to me again? I thought I cleared this. And it's like, nope, there's something there. There's something deeper there that you didn't, not saying you didn't, but I'm just saying I've experienced this myself. And so it's like, there's something there that I still needed to process. There was something there that I didn't look at. There was something there that I needed to learn and to expand on, because every time the cycle would come back around, I either tried to shove it down or I would look at it, but I wouldn't look at it as deeply as I needed to look at it, to find that for sure forgiveness. That for sure, like, you can say, oh, I have forgiven and I have moved on. You can do that. You can tell me that straight to my face, but your energy knows, and your body knows, and your spirit knows, and it holds on to this stuff. And so you can speak all you want, but if the cycle comes back around, it's telling you. If the trauma's coming back around, year after year, 10 years later, whatever it is, there's still something else there that you gotta unpack. And you gotta find, for me, with some of these things, it had to come around in cycles. It had to come around in cycles because I couldn't handle it in the beginning. There was no way. I couldn't handle it. It hurt too bad. I was like, I can't do this right now. And then 2 years later, here it comes back around. Here comes this cycle back around where it's like in my mind, in my memories, in my thoughts, and it won't leave me alone. I'm like, okay, I can kind of handle this a little bit. And then here it comes again. I'm trying to find some forgiveness. Okay, I've cried about it. Okay, finally, I'm out of this cycle. And then boom, 2 years later, here it comes again. I'm like, damn it, I thought I got rid of that. And then there it's facing me again, but it doesn't hurt as bad as it did here because I've cried it out. I looked at it, So here it is again. I can kind of see it from bigger perspective, bigger picture, bigger perspective. I can see it from process it more and more and more, and then boom, here it comes again, and it's a few years later, and it's remnants, and at least that's how it's been for me. I mean, some things are more horrific than others, and so the harder things, yes, it's going to take longer to process. For the less harder things, some of that stuff is like, I'll still have memories that'll seep up every now and again. I'm like, oh, okay, find forgiveness there. You were young and dumb, and having fun, and that didn't end well, and you just kind of love yourself and love on yourself and give yourself grace and compassion and know that, like, whatever you've done and whatever somebody else has done, we're all living and learning and experiencing and loving each other, and we're just doing the damn thing. So thank you so much for listening and watching, and thank you for listening to me talk. I'm not going to apologize for talking and speaking about what comes up. People don't have to be here on this channel, and I'm just going to do me from now on and be me and speak my truth and speak whatever I want on my channel, and I'm thankful that you're all here. I love it when you comment and like and subscribe, and it's healing for me. It's hopefully healing and you're getting something out of it. That's why I come on here. So I love you all so much. Happy New Year. Woo! Bye guys. See you next time.